This episode was kind of rough for Tahiry. It was kind of rough for Tahiry. Yep. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Love and Hip Hop New York. This is season 10, episode 8. This was a rough one for Tahiry. Well, the last one I was on her because she's coming across real sneaky and snaky, but she has some real life stuff that went down on this one, so we're going to talk about it. Tahiry and Erica were actually speaking. And they were talking about the whole stuff that happened at the wedding with Jonathan and Joe and all that outside the wedding and Yandy. And they basically were calling Jonathan the wedding crasher. I said, he's shady. They so shady. And that's what they done named him, the wedding crasher. They accused him of crashing and spying on the wedding. You know, weaseling his way in to be able to come with Yandy to spy on everything and then report back to Sin. Well, yeah and no. Yeah and no. Sin wasn't up to it, so it can't be spying. He was just doing this stuff on his own. So he's just being an old nebby, messy bitch. So that was just really on him. It wasn't on Sin. So they had a plan of their own. They invited him to Erica's birthday party. So now they're going to set him up. I said, y'all deserve each other. For real, for real. I hate to see Joe get caught up in the middle. Y'all know I like Joe, but I hate to see Joe get caught up because Tahiry, Erica, Jonathan, y'all all some messy bitches. For real, for real. Sin ain't acting so messy, but that Tahiry, Jonathan, and Erica, you three whores are like the Supremes. Y'all are a whole mess. Anyway, moving on. Joe and Jim actually did this cooking class. That was pretty funny. Now, Joe had this Gucci trench coat that was so sickening. So sickening. Listen, I'm going to need that coat in my life, Joe. My P.O. box is down in that. Look, I need that coat in my life. Anyway, moving on. So, they were doing this little cooking class and learning how to make these little wontons. Okay, whatever. And Joe was giving Jimmy some advice on how to handle Chrissy. He said he was rusty. He's rusty about, just having to deal with her. Now, what I thought was real funny is they over here making these old seafood wontons and stuff. I'm like, y'all playing in all that fish. Why Jimmy have on this big old bad old diamond ring over top of the glove? You got, I said, oh, you're a clown. Why is you got a diamond ring on over top of this black rubber glove? Sitting there playing in fish and grease. Ridiculous. A mess. Anyway, and then he actually, Joe extended an invitation for Jimmy to come and be on the podcast. So they were doing all that. It was cool. It was all right. Then we get to, I think, my most unliked person. This is the person that I've grown to like the least out of this whole cast, and that is Fresher. Fresher gives me the willies. There's nothing about him. There's no redeeming qualities at all. He is just shady, and I just don't have any use for him. I really don't. I just think he's just a bit much. Type of guy that I really don't mess around with. I just can't. All that lying and all that I can't. Anyway, so Fresher goes to see Jen. She won't even let him in the house at all. After everything that has gone on, she has realized at this point that she should be mad at him. Not so much at Jada, but more so at him. Well, Jada too, because Jada did do some stuff as we find out in this episode. Jada made some moves that were a little bit much because it turns out Jada was the other woman. And the other woman needs to know her place. And when you're the other woman, you don't be contacting the wife. So you're a little out of order, but I think you fine and all that, but you out of order. Now he's actually admitting to owing her money in the confessional. In the confessional, he admit to owing her money. But to Jen, he's still lying to Jen, telling her that all those are lies and all of this, and the girl's delusional and all of this type of stuff. Listen, they got to going back and forth outside this house. Jen, you know how Jen do. She ready to fight. She want to fight. I couldn't even concentrate on them because I was so sick of their ass. But what did I zoomed in on is this security guard that was there with this black pullover and this full beard. Yes. Yes, please, and thank you. To hell with Fresher and Jen. Yes, yes, to the security guard with the black pullover. Yep. Anyway, moving on. Sin and Jonathan. They sit down, and now the mess. They coming on out with the mess. Jonathan over there imitating Joe, which I didn't like. Y'all know. Don't judge me. I ain't like it. Don't be imitating Joe. You gonna quit playing with Joe. You gonna quit. You better chill. Because you gonna mess around. You know, Joe be cool for a little bit. But I know you don't want to see the Joe that Safari saw when they were out on that beach last season. You gonna quit playing with Joe, Miss Jonathan. You doing too much, girl. You doing too much. Anyway, moving on. He goes on, he says, yeah, we're invited to Erica's birthday party. Stupid children, even know y'all getting set up. But they invited to the party. She's like, oh yeah, let's go. And I was like, Sam, okay, so y'all like an old messy ass girl group. I said, okay, whatever. This is when things took this other turn. Tahiry. Tahiry had a mammogram. And there was something they actually seen on a mammogram and she needs to get it tested. So she's had this whole mammogram scare. And of course, you know, this whole thing took a whole nother turn for me. I was like, oh God. But I'm glad that she actually did agree to show this because again, y'all know I'm a cancer survivor and it's very important that you women get your mammograms. Males, if something don't seem right, y'all need to get up and get on it and don't push it to the side. Don't wait. Don't play. Early detection is what could keep you on the planet or put you 6 feet under, and we could talk about you as opposed to talking to you. So I was glad that she actually agreed to show this. It's important. So kudos to you, Tahiry, with your messy ass, and Mona for doing what it is that you do. Moving on. Safari, Fresher, and Papoose all get together. Pap told Fresher, you need to fix what that is you got going on. You need to fix it now before it gets any further out. You need to fix it now. Fresher still was trying to flip it when he was telling the story to the guys. He's still trying to flip it like Jada is just totally in the wrong, like he ain't did nothing. See, it's all of this type of stuff that is really setting it in and digging it in. I don't like you, Fresher. You're a liar. You're a liar. And you're a cheater. And you ain't about shit. And then you out here messing up people's money too. Like for real. Like quit playing. You the type of dude that gets run over with a tractor. Like stop. Just stop it. It's ridiculous. Ugh. And I hate that stupid dumbass haircut you got. Anyway, moving on. So he's making this whole conversation like him and Jen were separated at the time and that Jada is just strung out on him. But that ain't really it. That ain't really it. I mean, that's a piece of the truth. You were all the way into it with her. You were all the way out of order. And some of it y'all were separated for, and some of it y'all wasn't. You just an old dirty dog. And that's just all that's to it. And I don't like you. Anyway, moving on. Jim and Chrissy, they sit down. They had this conversation. Now they ain't never on the same page when it comes to marriage. Now here we go again about this marriage thing. Chrissy is over it. She ain't even pressed about the whole being married to Jimmy thing. Now Jimmy wants to be married, and she don't. She's like, I don't care about that shit. So here y'all go again. Y'all ain't on the same page again. But now the tables are turned and done flipped. Just a mess. Anyway, so they'll listen. That's their storyline. That's what they do. Whatever. Girl, marry this man. I don't understand. Nobody walk around here not being married. Like, if y'all gonna be together and there's money and all of this stuff and properties and all, marry the man. Damn it. Marry him. Tomorrow's not promised. You don't know what's going to happen. I would rather be in a position to have to divorce that bastard than for the bastard to die on me and somebody else got my shit. Now that's just, listen, don't judge me. That's just the way it is. Anyway, moving on. He made one wonton a piece for them. I said, Jimmy, you a whole clown. One wonton, and then basically talked her into cooking for them. I said, you know what? That's that old bull crap. just a mess. I thought that was real funny, though. I got a kick out of that. That tickled me. Anyway, moving on. So here we go. This was good. Jada and Fresher. Maybe they get to going back and forth. And you can see that it really was a whole situation. They had a whole situation going on. And there's little bits and pieces of it. It's true. They both was out of order. They both knew what they were indulging in. And it ended up being a mess. But she's stupid because with your pretty self, you allowed this monkey to go ahead and play with his banana all up in there and get your money. And he got child. They finally settled out for 40K. He gonna pay her back 40K, and he admitted to his feelings about her. But of course, you know he gonna keep telling lies to Jen. It's gonna be interesting when we get to the reunion. I bet y'all any money when we get to the reunion, Jada and Jen gonna be ready to fight again. Watch, watch. I'm willing to bet money on it. Oh, that Fresher, I can't. I can't. He, like I said, he finally admitted to his feelings for her, but it was like pulling teeth. He is just a liar. He is a liar. Oh my God. Moving on. Erica's party. Erica gets in there. Erica's getting on my nerves. Oh, she's getting on my nerves. So now they're married, and she's still up to the shenanigans. He's throwing his birthday party for her. We all know Safari is a little narcissistic and a bit stuck on himself. And it is what it is. Shit, we stuck on Safari too. He cute. But this bastard done got pictures of himself all over the party. This bitch is in there crying. She's crying because he got pictures of, you don't love me, you love yourself. No, he loves you too, but he definitely loves himself. He definitely loves himself. We all know it. And there's one thing that he probably loves even more than you, and that's his penis. He loves his penis too. You are third in the line, but it is what it is. You knew that when you came in. You knew it when you came in. And just think, Erica, he backed out of the deal to do the penis mold. Could you imagine if he had gone through with that deal to do the penis mold and everybody had a Safari penis that they were sitting on daily, some of them, or multiple times a day? Can you imagine how insecure you feel then? Then shut up. Shut up and accept your position. Your position is third. Hirsch. Anyway, moving on. Just get on my damn nerves. So he get in there, he get the clowning, and he want to make it right. He get the singing. Oh, that was terrible. I was like, Safari, if you don't stop it. And then he bought her this puppy, and that's the one we like. It's the Safari we like. All that singing and acting stupid, we love that. But he got this cute little puppy for her. She was like, okay, she's done crying. I said, oh, she's getting on my nerves. Then Tahiry was a bit off. Now, we knew what was going on with Tahiry because we just say that in the package. But nobody else knows. They don't know what's going on. So the little stuff with Joe and Jonathan and Sen and all that, they're all there. And that kind of pops off. But it didn't pop off to the magnitude that Tahiry was going off. She started cussing Jonathan out, calling him stupid, and all these things. And he's like, well, wait a minute, hold on. And he was getting ready to like go off on her. And then he was like, something ain't right. Something's off because this ain't that deep. You know what I mean? So I was glad he pulled back because, he's messy to be getting on my nerves. But he pulled back and it just wasn't good. And I felt really bad for her because I knew what was going on. She is worried. Her nerves are plucked and picked. And that little bit, it don't take but a little something. When you start facing life and death situations, it take a little something that'll tip you over the edge and you'll turn turn it all out. And that's kind of where she was. So I felt really bad for her. And I said, you know what? I'm going to pull up out of that. And I ain't even going to say nothing about that. I even wrote it in my notes that I ain't even going there with Tahiry about the right and the wrong and all of that. And I was glad that the castmates actually knew her well enough to know that something was wrong. And they were like, everybody could figure something's not right. So that's kind of where we ended at. And we're going to see how it picks back up next week. But yeah, at least through the mess, Love and Hip Hop is mess. It's rooted in mess and it's about mess. But at least they do have some semblance of, because see, they're the more mature group. In New York, it's an older group of people. See, in Miami, she'd have been mammogram scare and out there windmilling and shit because they wouldn't have gave a damn. That my young folks over in Miami, they goes in. But yeah, there's some semblance of maturity that is there. So that was good to see. But I'm going to leave it alone. We're going to see what happens when we pick back up next Monday. All right, I'm out. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.